It's yet another in a long series of diversions in an attempt to avoid responsibility.
Hello, welcome to Cynic Critique, where we get real with cult films. I'm your host, Brian, and I'm here with my bro-host, Thomas.
Hello.
This is our fourth and final week of shining the spotlight on Val Kilmer. We're going back to where he began, but keep quiet. It's Top Secret from 1984, and 1985's real genius. This is the comedic, cooler Kilmer, the young Kilmer, and he shines here like he's been performing for years already.
We can start, but it's Top Secret first,
Yes.
from 1984.
Yes, so shh.
I'm not the first guy who fell in love with a girl he met in a restaurant who then turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to a childhood lover who she'd last seen on a deserted island and who turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground.
The directors and writers are Jim Abrahams, and then David and Jerry Zucker, and then additional writer is Martin Burke.
Oh, I never had that name.
No?
No. Was he actually credited, or is he one of the that did a little punch-up or something?
It's credited. It's on a budget of $9 million apparently, but dollars. But I've also seen it on $8 million. So
Yeah.
I don't know which is the real one. And it grossed more than double with $20,459,620. It stars, obviously, Val Kilmer as Nick Rivers, Lucy Gutteridge as Hilary Flamand, Christopher Villiers as Nigel the Torch, Jeremy Kemp as General Streck, Warren Clark as Colonel Von Horst. Synopsis, which I'd almost forgotten the word for. An American rock and roll singer is invited to a cultural festival in East Germany in order to distract from a plot to destroy NATO submarines, but he accidentally becomes involved in a resistance plot to rescue an imprisoned scientist. This was probably the first time seeing Val Kilmer do comedy, all-out comedy anyway, because it's not like kiss kiss bang bang sort of funny. Like this is actually like
Full on
comedy,
funny.
like
Yeah.
slapstick and God knows what else. But yeah, Kilmer in this just straight away pretty much proves that he's an all-round performer.
Yeah.
Performing all the songs as well.
Yeah.
As the dancers. Yeah,
They actually pressed the songs to record, released it as a vinyl.
yeah.
Under
the-
his name, is it Nick Rivers he's called
yeah,
in this?
Nick Rivers. Yeah.
And apparently he's been recognised as Nick Rivers and signed as Nick Rivers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I think's great.
Yeah.
I imagine he'd sign as any character then, or would have.
Maybe.
Or do you think it's just Nick Rivers?
It might just be Nick Rivers due to the album that he did under that name.
Yeah.
I mean, that easy sets the stage for him being Jim Morrison in The Doors from Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
And so is this one.
This is better.
Than The Doors?
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree.
I don't know. On a par then.
Probably.
Val Kilmer does singing.
That should be a movie now.
What, just Val Kilmer does movies?
It's
Does
just
singing.
singing, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just this and The Doors.
Yeah. Nah, surely he's got to do it in another one, right?
If he does, I'm not aware of it. We haven't found it yet.
Hmm.
Is this your favourite musical by any chance? Because I know you don't like the musical genre, and this is a musical.
Sure. I'd have to look up other musicals, though.
Grease.
I don't like
Grease
Grease.
2.
I've never seen Grease 2.
You've definitely seen Grease 2.
I haven't seen Grease 2.
Okay, he's definitely seen Grease 2.
I haven't seen Grease 2. You went on about it one time and it sounded
Incredible.
unfamiliar.
Man with a Motorbike and Michelle Pfeiffer. She was Catwoman, Thomas.
In Grease 2?
No. In Batman Returns, you fool.
You almost sold me on Grease 2.
But no, this is ridiculous. In the best ways, this film.
Alright, I thought you meant like a ridiculous movie.
No, I mean, it opens with, what, is it like a Beach Boys-esque thing?
Yeah,
With skeet surfing?
yeah.
And that is just ridiculous. And it just opens with that. And then you get the part where he's painting the passing hedges on the train. Is he on the train at that point where he's painting? And it's the hedges that are going past.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
all blurred.
yeah. I mean, this movie just leans full into nonsense. It's brilliant for you. Like the part where they're at the train station, you think the train's moving, and then you realise it's the platform that's just left.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. And Michael Gough being in this, how good is that? Alfred himself, right?
Yeah.
Which obviously Kilmer then reprises that, rekindles that screen presence again 11 years later for Batman Forever.
Yeah. It'd have been better if he was like he's Nick Rivers, though, wouldn't it?
In Batman Forever?
Yeah.
No. There's some great scenes in this. That I really like the backwards bookstore scene thing.
Yeah.
With which is apparently Peter Cushing's last role for an American production, anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a sight gag where he's got the large eye thing, and that's apparently referenced from Curse of Frankenstein from 1957.
Yeah.
That's where it's from.
I made note of Peter Cushing's face cast was used for Rogue One.
Oh yeah, by ILM.
Yeah.
About 30 years later, apparently.
Yeah.
Because they took a mould of his head for that bookstore scene.
Yeah.
It's amazing that just keeping something like that around became useful. But I found this film to be brilliant. That particularly good. I think it's tightly structured, and it's hilarious from beginning to end, but I think it lacks the joke economy of Airplane.
Yeah.
Airplane, I swear you're getting more frequent and more quality jokes per minute than this.
I think there's a bit more wordplay in Airplane from memory anyway.
Probably. But I guess crammed in one location for a majority of the film, which allows... You've got to, haven't you?
Yeah. But
That doesn't mean this is bad.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
Airplane's a masterpiece.
Yeah. And if you look at all the other stuff they do, like Naked Gun and Hot Shots, it's pretty much just in similar vein, really. So
yeah,
I'd say if you like one, you'd like the other.
You would expect so.
Yeah.
I bet there's someone out there that doesn't.
Yeah. You'd forgotten you'd even watch Hot Shots.
I still can't tell you a thing about Hot Shots. And apparently I've watched both of them.
Yeah, we watched them both.
And I always forget there's a sequel. So you're like, we've watched both Hot Shots. And I'm like, oh, don't think so.
Yeah, we have.
I'll have to take your word for it. But you're not accepting to admit you've watched Grease 2, and that upsets me.
Never seen Grease 2. I wish I hadn't seen
There's
Grease.
There's a lot of language stuff in this.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that because there's so much of it, like, I couldn't even just jot it all down or whatever.
Well, the German Nick learns on the train at the beginning is complete nonsensical.
Yep.
Words like Vlickmitten and Flakmutig sound German but have no actual meaning. Blitzen, on the other hand, is real German.
Yeah.
It means lightning.
Yeah.
But they've then incorrectly translated it for pen.
Yeah. I knew there was something about that. 'Cause I was just thinking, does he say something like lightning pen?
There's a scene where a priest speaks Latin at the Flogendorf prison. That consists of random phrases from religious, medical, and legal professions, along with some Pig Latin thrown in. He also says, Oreye oinye ute etge eidfrey in the ake, if I've said that right, which translates to, you're going to get fried in the chair.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, there's a German dubbed version of this film.
Yeah.
And it removes nearly all Yiddish elements.
Yeah.
Yiddish is a language predominantly spoken by Germans. The Jewish sect of Germans and Eastern Europeans.
Yeah.
I believe Russia, Germany, and the US, I think, are the only places now that speak Yiddish, with about 20,000 speakers.
Don't know. I never saw that in the trivia.
Yeah, it removes the Yiddish elements, instead using a Saxonian accents or High German. Jokes were rewritten to parody East Germany, as the film itself wasn't deeply researched on GDR specifics. I don't know what GDR is. I guess it's German something. I was supposed to look that up. The dub also avoids the film's notion of portraying East German officials as born-again Nazis. The waiter asks if Nick is ready to order, ostensibly speaking in German, is actually using the Yiddish curse, go take a shit in the ocean.
Yep.
In the restaurant, when Hillary places an order in apparent German, she actually speaking Yiddish, roughly translating to "go bash your head in."
Yep.
When Nick leaves in the East German checkpoint by train, a PA voice announces, "Der Zug der Jets auf Gleis 3 steckt, hat uns alle übersagt," which translates to, "the train that is now on platform 3 surprised us all."
Yeah.
That's funny, and you don't even know that while watching the film. That surely, translate that in subtitles or something. And
no, it's a joke in there for the people that speak that language.
I guess.
So, good for them.
One of my favourite things is when the conductor on the train comes, calling for tickets in what is apparently German, he's actually saying, "May you grow like an onion with the head in the ground," in Yiddish.
I mean, I say that on the daily, so...
Yeah. But there's a few more examples like that in the film anyway. There's no point going through them.
No, like I said, I've read a few and I was just like, there's so many of those, so like gags.
Did you see that Kilmer earned this role because he did an Elvis impression for the audition?
Yeah.
Unscripted, it was just like...
Yeah. And they said it really helped because the character was rather two-dimensional or something.
So I thought that was quite interesting.
good on him, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's really great in this.
Yeah.
I can't put into words.
First
really.
role as well, though.
Yeah.
He's like out the gates, musical number, dancing.
Yeah.
That's a feat. And he's apparently only 24 in this film at the time of filming.
Yeah.
So I think that would put him born in 59 or 60. But there's a lot of great gags in this. Eh? Born in 59.
Yeah. Thought so.
The Nick Rivers concert parodies is based on multiple rock star moments. The hysteria of the Beatles fans, the Elvis Presley inviting girls on stage, James Brown's dramatic please, please, please routine.
Yeah.
Nick Rivers also pays homage to Steve McQueen in The Great Escape with the motorcycle stunt. But yeah, there's just nice little bits like that in this film. And there's so many gags that you can't remember them all, or sharing all of them would probably spoil it. I've probably spoiled the best ones, to be honest.
Damn it, Brian. Edit everything you've said out.
I will not. Apparently there's a part in this in the laboratory with Dr. Flammonds. There's a background sound effects, and they're taken from a film called The Man in the White Suit from 1951, which also starred Michael Gough.
Yep. Who
is Dr. Flammond in this, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he was.
I thought that was a cool little touch. I wouldn't say I'm a massive Michael Gough fan, but I just really love his Alfred.
Yeah.
It's so much heart. I remember thinking, another killing Alfred in Batman and Robin in the cinemas.
You still cry about that now when you watch it.
He just really tugs on my little heartstrings. There's also a miniature from Superman from the movie from '78 used in this.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
We're on about Batman.
Yeah, I'm not sure which part it was. I can't remember, and I didn't spot it.
Yeah, when Hillary looks down at the streets or something.
Ah, right. And I found what I was looking for about budget, because you mentioned that you've seen it be said to be 8 million.
Yeah.
And you've seen it for 9. Apparently the film had a budget of 8 million, and because it came 1 million under budget.
Ah, right.
Again, I don't know how true that is, Hollywood accounting, etc.
You mentioned the skeet surfing bit at the beginning.
Yes.
I'm guessing you wanted to mention that the Zucker brothers came up with that when they were doing press junkets and whatnot around the place, and they just kind of came up with that to just amuse themselves and bewilder journalists at these things.
Yeah. And then obviously they went all the way with it.
Yeah, put it in a film. Why not?
Did you see that Omar Sharif accepted his role as the British agent in this, leading the filmmakers to host a special dinner for him after the film had wrapped? Did you see that?
Yeah.
I thought this was funny. However, he didn't attend. Later, Sharif explained that in his culture, declining an invitation is impolite, but accepting doesn't necessarily mean attending. As a British person, I don't think that's right.
No, I didn't either.
Maybe it's just in certain circles. Probably a higher social class.
Maybe.
Than my blue-collar roots.
I mean, I'd probably say I'd go and then just wouldn't show up either, so...
Yeah.
But that's just me.
But you'd also probably just send a message or something like, I'm actually not feeling it today.
No, mine would just be more like...
I forgot.
I weren't wanting to go anyway, and I thought I'll tell him I will. Then I kind of get a bit of a laugh out of it myself. I don't know. Maybe. It's never happened.
But no, for first proper credit, isn't it, for acting like film or TV, this, for Kilmer?
Yeah, when you go down his IMDb, this is the earliest one. And then his next one is Real Genius, I think.
I think there's like some TV movie in between and something else.
Maybe.
But
in my head, it's just those two.
I'm pretty sure there's some bits in between, but I can't remember what.
You're probably right. I can't remember seeing anything else.
This film was included in American Film Institute's 2000 list of the 500 movies nominated for the top 100 funniest American movies.
Yep.
I can see why.
I was just about to say that.
I don't know what this film is, but apparently towards the end of its theatrical run in the UK, Top Secret was paired as the first film in a double feature alongside Nathan Hayes from 1983. I was supposed to look that film up, and I didn't. Did you at all?
No, I didn't.
Shall I do an on-air Google?
Why not? And there is just one credit between this and Real Genius, and it's after-school specials.
It's a TV episode.
Yeah.
Then there's a TV movie after Real Genius and before Top Gun.
Nope, straight into Top Gun.
Then there's a TV movie.
Yep.
Right.
Then another TV movie, and then Willow.
Right.
And then it's not long after that, and he's pretty much in the doors.
Nathan Hayes is an action-adventure film starring Michael O'Keefe and Tommy Lee Jones.
Amazing. You had me at Tommy Lee Jones.
It's like a Western revenge thing, it sounds like, to sum it up quickly, about getting his wife back from the slave trades or something.
No, what a strange film to pair with this.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be another comedy.
Yeah, you would think. Man, what a weird double feature that would have been. Well, I'd have been all for it, though, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, Val Kilmer and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, if I'd known...
You'd have put Batman Forever on after that.
Yeah. Michael Gough, Tommy Lee Jones, Val Kilmer. It's like they never left. Anything else you want to say about this?
Yeah, why not? The guy who did music on this.
Oh, I never looked up music or cinematographer on either of these.
Oh,
It's like
I'll tell you cinematographer. There's not much to that. I haven't seen any of the films that I've noted down. I noted
Okay.
one because it made me laugh. Christopher Chalice did the cinematography on a movie a year before this called Secrets.
All right.
I had to note that down.
So obviously, like, I've done Secrets, and I now need to do Top Secret.
Yeah.
After that, he probably did For Your Eyes Only, but it's uncredited.
He did The Deep, and I've heard of that, and I can't remember who's in it now.
Oh, I've heard of that. I'll do another quick search.
Yeah.
From 77, would it be?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember who was in it.
Nick Nolte,
Yes. Amazing. You had me at Nick Nolte.
Jacqueline Bisset, Robert Shaw.
Yeah.
It's based on Peter Benchley's 76 novel of the same name. So I think it's like a precursor to Jaws. No, it's after Jaws. Obviously, they're on the bandwagon because he's the same author of Jaws.
Yeah, it's like, quick, get that made.
Yeah.
But the guy who did the music, what a guy. I think it was a year after this, he's doing Dreamscape.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Yeah.
I'd like to cover that at some point on here.
Yeah. He does Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Great stuff.
Yeah, Tina Turner.
Dead Poets Society. Great film. Jacob's Ladder.
Okay film.
And Ghost.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Ghost, but I don't think it's worth the hype.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything else to this, or are you ready to move on to the next?
We can move on if you want.
Okay, so jump in 1 year.
That was huge.
Yeah. But, I mean, in terms of years we've gone back from last week, that was a big jump.
Yeah.
So we're staying with Val Kilmer, obviously. It's his Spotlight, final episode of. We might come back to him. Like I said, I think we're hoping to sprinkle some more of his films throughout the year.
Yeah.
We've got Real Genius from 1985, made on a budget of $8 million.
The other night, I needed your help, and all you wanted to do was party.
I did help you. I tried to help you relax.
Directed by Martha Coolidge, written by Neil Israel, Pat Proft, and they also do the story. Also joining them on screenplay is PJ Torkivi, if I've said his name right. I hope I have. Sadly, he passed away in 2013. The synopsis, as IMDb has it, an uptight teenage prodigy enters a top engineering college but feels awkward among the freewheeling students when a professor aims to turn their laser project into a military weapon. He and his offbeat roommate plot to ruin the plan. We have Val Kilmer as Chris Knight, Gabriel Jarrett as Mitch Taylor, William Atherton as Dr. Jerry Hathaway, Michelle Mayrink as Jordan Cochran, John Grise as Laszlo Holyfeld, Robert Prescott as Kent, Patty D'Arbanville as Sherry Nugel. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was made on a budget of $8 million and it grossed $12,952,019. Oh, that's the figure I got.
Yeah.
So sadly not as profitable as Top Secret, and I think it's a better film than Top Secret.
Yeah?
Yes. Although it's more my thing this
I love Val Kilmer in this.
Yeah. That cool, laid-back slacker, but, like, super smart.
Yeah, like...
He just doesn't take life serious.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny how even when we watched this before we watched Top Secret again,
Yeah.
it was the first time watching Real Genius, and somehow I was still like, Val Kilmer's amazing at comedy. Like,
Yeah.
it seemed so unexpected, but it's such a different sort of character as well.
In this, his character's kooky.
Yeah.
Whereas Top Secret, the film's kooky, but he's kind of the cool, suave, knows what he's doing kind of guy.
Yeah, I suppose.
Where in this, he knows what he's doing, but he's just like a really weird, relaxed free thinker who's really offbeat, as the synopsis says, because he's not the uptight teenage prodigy that enters, like the synopsis would probably have you believe.
Yeah.
He's the offbeat roommate.
Yeah.
And he's brilliant in this.
Yeah.
I haven't enjoyed him this much since Spartan.
Spartan.
Yeah.
I'm certain you're going to say Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Gay Perry is a top tier character for me.
It is really weird when I ask you which Val Kilmer role is your favourite, and Gay Perry's the number one.
Yeah. Before I get into my thoughts of the film, I'd like to just go through the director and writers.
Yeah.
Martha Coolidge directed Valley Girl before this,
Yeah.
which is a Nick Cage classic from the 80s and quite a defining role for him.
Yeah.
Many people that grew up through the 80s look at that film as like a pinnacle teen movie. I guess similar to people my generation, how they look at American Pie. I've got no comment on American Pie. I've never actually seen it. Shocking, I know. It looks like Martha Coolidge now does TV. Pilots, she'd done Siren, I think was a recent one that I recognised.
Yeah.
But she did do an episode of Psych.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought I should bring up.
Yeah.
Because we're currently watching Psych for our first time. Didn't really know much about it.
No.
there are so many Val Kilmer references throughout
Yep.
that we didn't know why.
No.
You suspected it was to do with the star, James Roday Rodriguez.
Yeah.
You thought maybe it was an idea from him.
Yeah.
I thought, no, this is too passionate, it has to be the writers. Turns out, technically, you were right.
Yeah.
It was his idea. He based the character in Psych upon Val Kilmer from this, but if he was like 8 years after graduating.
Yeah.
And he shared that with the writers and they liked the idea. And shared that love letter through Val Kilmer referencing.
Yeah.
And although we're not there yet, I know Val Kilmer does have a cameo or guest spot in the show, which I think is damn awesome for him to do, because that'll be quite late in his career when he's already taking smaller parts.
Yeah.
Due to health issues and so on. But I just wanted to bring that up because I don't think Psych is the best show ever, but those Val Kilmer moments, I don't know if it's because I'm a Val Kilmer fan myself, they really stand out as some of the top gags in the show for me. So just seeing that they had a director of the film that helped inspire their lead character, or the actor who portrays that lead character, should I say.
Yeah.
I think that is such a cool nod and a thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't think she directs till like episodes, seasons 5 or 6, I can't remember now. But
I wonder if it's the one with Val Kilmer.
I don't believe so. And I would spoil it knowing why. But I don't believe it is.
Alright. That'd be a shame.
I think we might have already seen the episode with where we're at.
Alright, yeah, we will have, yeah. I'm thinking that's how many seasons there were for some reason.
But I wanted to just get that out of the way with the director. As for writers, we've got Neil Israel, who did Police Academy.
Yep.
Look Who's Talking To. Bachelor Party. I mean, I'm probably missing some, but they were like the big three that IMDb like puts at the top. And they're all great pulls of 80s comedy. Then when you've got Pat Proft, who did both Hot Shots films, which links back to Top Secret.
Yep.
Which, it's a bit upsetting that Val Kilmer isn't in Hot Shots, considering it was a parody of Top Gun.
Yeah, but I think he sort of moved away from that sort of role.
He also helped write Wrongfully Accused, which is a fugitive parody with Leslie Nielsen, and also wrote Scary Movie. I don't know how many other Scary Movies he actually worked on, but I was happy to just take the first. Like, I took the first Police Academy because they'll be credited for characters and so on for the sequels anyway as a writer.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just couldn't be bothered to click on every one of them to find out.
No.
And then for story, there is the PJ Torok VA, who sadly passed away in 2013, but he'd worked on Back to School, and Dangerous, and Hostage for a Day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen all of those, and I can't tell you a thing about them. So.
I would think the similar thing.
Or I've just seen them come up so many times, and read about them so many times.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your thoughts on this first?
Well, I kind of shared my bit on Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just amazed again at how great he is at comedy.
Because it's a different type of comedy, this, I think.
Yeah.
Like in Top Secret, the comedy doesn't quite rely on him.
No.
The comedy is very much relying on him.
Yeah, it doesn't all come from him.
It's in the script and in the character, whereas in Top Secret, it's in the background, the characters, and a lot of the dialogue that other people are saying more than him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that he's not pulling that as well, but...
No. I might just get a few things out of the way first. Cinematography. We've come across them just recently. It's Vilmos Zsigmond. No, not familiar.
Ziggy Stardust.
No. He worked on The Ghost in the Darkness, which means I've already reeled off what else he's worked on. And then...
And what film was that?
What else he's worked on? Oh, The Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah, what's that?
Don't know.
It sounds like it's a Val Kilmer masterpiece with lions.
It is. You're right. You'd be right with that.
Did we cover that maybe 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And then the usual going about who does music on films. Thomas Newman. Yeah.
Paul Newman's brother.
No.
Okay.
This name may be familiar again because they worked on The Salton Sea.
Oh, great film.
So I've already reeled off his films before as well.
Yeah.
So if people are checking this episode out for whatever reason, well, just go back and check those episodes out as well because they're Val Kilmer, and I'm assuming you love Val Kilmer. Why else would
Hopefully
you
you
be?
found this through looking for Val Kilmer.
Yeah, why else would you be tuning into?
And if we're covering Val Kilmer, if we're covering Val Kilmer films you haven't seen, check these films out because these are some of the best Val Kilmer films we've come across.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we've watched every Val Kilmer film, but these were the 8 that we chose to put across these 4 weeks.
These were like some of the first ones we watched and just went, yeah, these will do.
That makes it sound lazy, but
we watched them. We generally thought these are amazing films, and we just had to showcase them.
Because Real Genius and Top Secret seem more forgotten now.
Yeah, Real Genius gets compared to Weird Science.
I can see why.
To me, I think this is a superior movie to Weird Science.
Yeah, whereas I actually think Weird Science is a superior movie.
I don't. I really don't.
If we could have Val Kilmer from this in Weird Science, best movie ever.
Can we just take Bill Paxton from Weird Science?
Oh, and put him in this?
Yeah.
Can we take Robert Downey Jr. from it as well?
Nah.
Then no, I'm out.
Robert Downey Jr. don't worry doing it.
Can we take, what's he called? He's that huge guy now, and he was the bad guy in Reach season 4 or 3, whatever season it was we just watched.
Season 3, wasn't
Yeah. You know what I mean? He's the new Tommy in the new Halloween films that aren't very
it?
good.
See, Anthony something.
Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah.
I'm going with Anthony Michael Hall. Yeah, I want to take him from Weird Science.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. I'm not phoning a friend, I've got none. And going 50-50 with options that aren't actually available because I haven't said any will just not help.
Personally, though, I generally just enjoyed this. The humour hit Wimmy a lot. It was a bigger hit for me. More hits than misses, as Weird Science is just, I guess, weird, maybe.
There's some good stuff in Weird Science.
I prefer the gags in this and more of the jokes.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
The characters, I think, as well.
Well, you're kind of selling me.
Yeah. This has Val Kilmer. And another thing for me is his character had some Teen Titans comics, so...
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I always got distracted by the guy walking into the wardrobe. which is just a brilliant ongoing gag.
It was.
He's like somebody that was in that room at one point and now he just keeps turning up and going into this wardrobe and disappearing. And then eventually you learn where.
Yeah.
Which apparently was a nightmare for the prop department to make.
I can imagine.
For the like little kind of roller coaster thing that gets you to his lair.
Yeah. That was if that was a real thing, I'd be out of that place. Like if that guy just kept going through, it'd just be too.
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
No, it's just.
And once he's gone in, I'd then have to like lock the wardrobe doors to stop him being able to exit.
Michelle Mayring, she plays Jordan Cochran.
She's in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, and she's in Valley Girl as well.
Right? Yes, yeah, she is. Yeah,
we've seen like quite a few of the films.
Yeah,
I think, and then,
which is weird because I don't actually recognise her. Like
I recognise
from it. You know what I mean? It's like I know them, but I can't.
Yeah.
Recall from where.
Yeah, but she pretty much quit acting after the 80s, so...
Yeah, that's a shame.
I thought so, because I think she's a really good character in this.
Yeah.
Well, I thought a lot of them were really good characters, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I said it while watching it. There's something in this that reminds me heavily of the TV series Greek.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Uh-huh.
Probably because you told me while watching this, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both that, like... nerdy kid. They go into the school and then they get mentored by a cool, smart guy, really.
Kilmer.
Well, yeah, in this, yeah. In Greek, it was a guy called Cappy, but yeah. He was a really cool guy.
Cappy's a lot like...
Chris Knight in there. Yeah.
Also, this has another Batman Forever link.
Oh, what was it?
You're not going to get it, because it's not an actual Batman Forever link. There's a guy in this at the opening, and he's got Jon Favreau's face.
What? What?
Somebody near the beginning of this film had Jon Favreau's face. They looked like Jon Favreau.
Right, this is from your personal notes.
Yes.
Right.
And Jon Favreau, as everybody will famously know, is Bruce's security guard in the Wayne Enterprises scene in Batman Forever.
Yeah, you was.
And everybody knows that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
It's
people who don't even know about film. They know Jon Favreau played Bruce Wayne's bodyguard in Batman Forever.
It's common knowledge.
In my head, every time I watched Batman Forever for a while, it was just I didn't really know him from anything else. He was just always that's Monica's boyfriend,
Peter,
the ultimate fighting champion.
Peter.
Yeah,
with his circle of terror.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a guy and he had Jon Favreau's face.
How you say
it wasn't Jon Favreau though.
No. How you say it's really scary though. It's just like, like
waving it.
What was it like?
Like not attached to skull anymore, just waving it as a loose piece of skin.
Like, pulled it off his head. What? I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember the name. I was going to say it belongs to. Is it the Sawyer family? Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I really love this. Val Kilmer once again playing the ultimate funny guy. I've wrote he made every scene feel effortlessly cool. There's the scene where Mitch meets the laser crew also early, which is, I thought that was quite a good standout moment.
Yeah.
And the guy just disappearing into a wardrobe is just a solid ongoing bit in this film, I think. I've also wrote the soundtrack is fantastic.
I can't remember what the song was at the end. It had quite a famous song. As
Oh,
well.
it is, yeah. I've probably got it in the trivia somewhere as we go through it.
Right. I hope so.
And also, is it even an 80s movie if you haven't got a song-backed montage?
Damn right.
Just the pranks in this, did you know they're based on real pranks from like MIT and places?
Yeah.
Apparently, Martha Coolidge did a lot of research in what it's like to be in these sort of colleges.
Yeah, she did a lot of research
Yeah.
into CIA policies and other stuff.
Yeah.
So she went all in on this film. It is a shame it weren't a bigger movie. But speaking of research, they had a lot on that laser.
Well, they actually spoke to proper laser physicians.
I'm going to say they're
about lasers and so on, yeah.
They're consultants in it as a math teacher. And he wrote a paper on it as well.
Yeah.
He said it's like near possible or something. It is a possibility it could happen. I've got it in my notes somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff on lasers in there. They did a lot of research into it. Mythbusters did a whole episode on it.
Oh, I'd have to find that. I've never actually watched an episode of Mythbusters.
No, what they do with the popcorn, with the laser and all.
All right, yeah.
And the laser, it can actually
Cook
heat up popcorn, but not to the extent.
Right.
And we haven't got any lasers as powerful as the one in this yet.
Yeah. Sadly. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
You mentioned about Michelle Mayrink being in Revenge of the Nerds and Valley Girl.
Yeah.
But did you notice that Yuji Okumoto and Gabriel Jarrett have both fought Ralph Macchio?
In real life?
Maybe. No, one of them is in the Karate Kid Part 2, which I believe is Okumoto, and Jarrett is in the Karate Kid Part 3. I may have them backwards.
Maybe.
But I don't think so.
I don't know. I remember reading it and I was just like, I'm not familiar enough with Karate Kid.
There's an actor credited in this called Michael Bax.
Right.
That's Martha Coolidge's husband.
Okay.
William Atherton, who plays the nemesis, I guess, in this, to Val Kilmer. His real surname is Knight. It's William Atherton Knight. And obviously that's Val Kilmer's character's surname, Knight, in this.
Yep.
John Grise and Sandy Martin both later appear together in Napoleon Dynamite. Nice. Which is a banging film and well worth checking out for anyone that's not seen that yet.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised that was a PG. I always assumed it was going to be like a 15 or 18.
It was like a PG. I always thought it was a 15 or 18.
There's so many...
Due to how people talk about it, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it is about
so many great gags in it. In funny moments in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the you could drink full fat milk. I don't know, it just cracks me up every time. And his delivery is brilliant. I forgot his name. Heder.
John Heder, isn't it?
Yeah, John Heder. There's a geek at the pool party, which I think is about 3/4 in, called Milton. That's played by Dean Devlin, who goes on to produce Stargate, Independence Day, 98 American Godzilla.
Yep.
He also does TV shows, like Librarians and
Leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also makes some terrible films, like Moonfall.
You haven't even seen it?
Everyone knows. We don't have to watch it. You just see the trailer and go, yep, that's terrible.
It looked like one of the best movies ever made.
Great cast.
Oh, yeah. That's why I want to watch it.
Did you notice apparently that some of the pictures in Chris's room were done by Val Kilmer's brother?
I didn't notice that while watching it, no, did you?
Yeah. I saw the tiny little signatures in the corners and I was like, Christ, that says Wesley Kilmer. That must be Val's brother. And I instantly took to Google and it confirmed it for me.
Yeah.
No, I meant to say, did you see that in the trivia?
Yeah, I did.
Anyway.
I did mention the Teen Titans comic in there.
Yes.
Which I found quite funny because...
He plays Batman.
Yeah. Robin is a Teen Titan, Batman Robin. Just people who don't know. And then there's the newspaper clipping on the wall, I think it is, in Chris's room.
Right.
It's got Jim Morrison on it.
Ah, right, okay. And he goes on to play...
Jim Morrison.
Yeah. Jim Morrison goes on to play Jim Morrison.
Yeah, exactly.
What I was surprised about, though, is apparently the screenplay went under multiple rewrites.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never looked up the names, though, because prior to... Martha Coolidge doesn't have a credit, though.
No.
As a writer on this.
No, but it sounds like she came up with quite a few ideas and did a lot of research.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if it was her and PJ Tarokvia that wrote... Like, she just gave him the stuff to write.
Maybe.
Or maybe she wasn't allowed to have a credit because there's like some rules in there due to the unions and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also in this film there's some reoccurring initials, DEI, appear.
Yeah.
for Darlington Electronic Instruments, Drain Experts Inc. It referenced an unofficial Caltech tradition, apparently, of inscribing the letters DEI in prominent public locations, including Everest, the Moon, and satellites. So,
Good on them.
yeah. Apparently, the filmmakers faced their own technological challenges while crafting Laszlo Holyfeld's underground lair. That's what I was on about.
Yeah.
Designing an elaborate multi-directional elevator with rotating screws and a hidden drive chains. So, there you go. It proved to be quite difficult to do.
Yeah.
The movie's mythological Pacific tech was heavily influenced by Caltech, which served as a model for terminology, clothing, and teaching methods. Practical jokes in the film were inspired by real incidents at institutions like Cambridge, MIT, and Caltech, including pranks like sneaking a running automobile into a dorm room and creating bobsled courses inside buildings. I mean, that's what you get, though. Everyone's a nerd, aren't they? And they all know their engineering. And
Yeah.
they've all got the skills to do that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. Apparently, the popcorn trick at the end required 190,000 pounds of popcorn. That's pounds in weight.
Yep.
Elaborate conveyor belts, hydraulic lifts, air blowers, and vacuum hoses, turning the mansion into an enormous popper. The Lapidus Popcorn Company supplied an additional 90,000 cubic feet of popcorn. The popcorn used in the final scenes was treated with a flame-retardant chemical requiring extensive measures to prevent birds from eating it, even with a dedicated machine. It took 3 months to pop all the popcorn. So that's the lengths to the pranks they went to for this.
Yep.
The Pacific Tech Dom's Smart People on Ice sequence involved burying thousands of feet of tubing beneath the hallway floor, connecting to a refrigeration unit to create an ice-covered corridor. So there's loads of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, towards the end, Laszlo is revealed to have won big. I'm not going to say what he wins, but apparently it's influenced by a real 1974 incident where Caltech students Steve Klein and Dave Novikov and Barry Megdal submitted so many entries to a McDonald's contest, they won a station wagon, $3,000 and $1,500 in food gift certificates. Laszlo's frequent appearances carrying a McDonald's bag is a further nod to this event. So that explains the McDonald's bag, because I asked, why is he carrying a McDonald's bag?
Yeah.
The writing on the walls in the steam tunnels, Light Your Way, referenced the video game Wizardry, which featured cryptic wall inscriptions. The film's credits thanks Wizardry's creators.
It's great.
Mitch rides past graffiti in the steam tunnels that reads, "Against stupidity, the gods themselves contend in vain," a quote by German poet Friedrich Schiller. The phrase inspired Isaac Asimov's 1972 novel, The Gods Themselves. Asimov, if you don't know, is a big sci-fi writer, normally to do with AI and robots and stuff, so quite prolific in shaping a cyberpunk genre even further. The coordinates given for Hathaway's house in the film, 34D10M 15.21S north, 119D7M, place it at Farmlands East on Oxnard, California. However, the script lists different coordinates, leading to a mortuary in Pasadena, near Caltech.
That's interesting.
Yeah. In the military, this is what I find interesting. In the military laser test fire scene, the cars on the dirt road are set up to mimic the procession of the JFK assassination. That fascinates me because we mentioned this on the Salton Sea episode.
Yep.
They recreate the JFK assassination with remote control cars and pigeons. So I just found it weird that these two Val Kilmer films, completely unrelated, are then linked by a JFK assassination tribute. If you want to call it a tribute, I don't know. A reference.
I'd go with reference over tribute.
Yeah. Background music featuring Chris Darlington interview is an easy jazz version of Brandy, You're a Fine Girl from 1972, originally performed by Looking Glass. Carmen McRae song, You Took Advantage of Me, plays during the opening credits, foreshadowing a major plot point. Later, Chris and Mitch realised they were manipulated into unknowingly developing a weapon. As of 2018, nearly all the songs in the Real Genius soundtrack were available on iTunes except for 3. The Tough Do What by Tony O.K., I'm Falling for the Comsat, Angels, and You're the Only One by Paul Hyde and the Payless. So I can't, no, I was sorry, I thought the song that plays in the end credits was listed here, but it's not.
No, it's not.
I'll do a quick bit of Google again.
No.
Alright, it's Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Nice.
That was the song at the end credits by Tears for Fears.
Nice. I think it was a good one.
Yeah. One of my favourites since being a kid.
Yeah. Hey, that explains why he's in Psych.
Oh, I bet it does. Because the guy, I forgot his name already, from Tears for Fears, actually cameos in Psych as himself,
Yeah.
doing a great acoustic rendition of it,
Yeah.
and some of their other songs. There's a scene where Chris is making, well, you won't really say coins, but he's cutting discs of liquid nitrogen
Yeah.
that's froze to use as coins to hack a vending machine. That's apparently a real thing from somewhere, but I haven't made note. But I believe they actually took idea from that from somewhere. Like as one of the pranks from MIT or something. There we go. I did have the cinematographer listed.
All right.
He struggled to capture the laser effects as laser beams were nearly invisible on camera when moving away from the lens. The team overcame this by bouncing the beam and filling the set with smoke to enhance visibility. So that's how they helped get it shown.
Yep. Good on them.
The lab scenes employ 2 sophisticated lasers, a blue-green argon laser, and a tunable dye laser used to demonstrate laser manipulation. I don't know how sophisticated they are because I never saw him reading one book, but that's the facts. Yeah, there you go. All the laser technology in Real Genius was real, sponsored by Professor Martin Gunderson of USC. I wanted to say SCU, who had worked in Los Alamos on infrared lasers for uranium separation.
Yeah.
And just for those weird nerds out there, the aircraft featured in the film was a B-1B Lancer. Today, a real-world counterpart exists in the US Air Force's Airborne Laser ABL project, a Boeing 747 carrying a megawatt oxygen iodine laser designed to shoot down ballistic missiles. Did you have anything? I apologise, I got carried away. I just really love some of the stuff on this one.
Yeah. The laser in this is apparently 5 megawatts. They're not a laser that powerful.
Yeah.
We've already said that. The highest known of whoever wrote this was apparently 100 kilowatts. So
not even a megawatt.
Nope.
Sad times.
Slacking.
Yeah. Well, one day we'll get a 5 megawatt.
Yeah.
And I can laser my face into the moon.
I could say laser some popcorn.
And I can laser some popcorn on the moon.
DEI.
Yeah. Or a DUI. Depending on the evening.
I saw that Kilmer had improvised the just take a step back and a step forward, and now we're chatting.
Oh, yeah. I'd read that, yeah.
Apparently improvised that during the screen testing with Gabriel Jarrett.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd read that. Somehow I've not written that. Or have I, and I've gone past it, because I did skip some stuff.
Probably gone past it. But as soon as I saw it, he just improvised that in a test screen. I thought that's great. Screen test. Sorry.
Yeah. He was a brilliant actor, I think. Like, he really brings the character from him. Like, he somehow summons it from himself, in a way. Yeah.
I was a bit miffed he didn't do the prank on whatever it was that he did on that
guy.
guy.
Oh, he threw the coffee or something.
Yeah. The one, I thought it might come from this.
Yeah.
And that's how he recognised it as a prank.
Yeah, like it was a reference.
Because it didn't sound like much of a prank to me.
I thought it was the best prank. I've been going around spilling hot coffee on everyone since. I mean, I'm having a hoot of a time, but other people aren't impressed with scolding and dry cleaning bills that I'm not paying. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They're the punchline. They should respect that and pay it themselves. But yeah, if you've only got time for one of these films, I'm saying Real Genius. For sure, without a doubt, Real Genius.
Yeah, I'd agree to that.
There's something about Kilmer's character in this, and I don't even think it's to do with him having more acting experience.
No.
I think it's just the script and the plot and the cast itself that really bring this into something quite special, I think.
Yeah. I think it's a shame people don't talk about this as much as some other 80s comedies.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame that there's not really movies like this anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the last one would be. Probably Weird Science. Got a TV series.
This
Real Genius didn't.
This was apparently going to get a TV series, I think, in 2014.
Oh.
And then discussion just ended in 2017.
Maybe someone should restart those discussions. Who do I email?
Maybe it was just discussions.
Yeah.
They weren't
behind closed doors. It was never serious.
Yeah, they were hiding.
Just some guy once said, and just because he works at a network, it got reported somewhere.
Yeah,
he was like, I'd love to see Real Genius as a TV series. Yeah. And then like 3 years later, someone was like, how's that Real Genius TV series coming along? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And then it was reported, it's over.
Yeah.
No Real Genius TV series. And that poor guy's looking at these little articles somewhere, and it's like, I never said there was going to be a Real Genius TV series. It's apparently cancelled. I never started it to cancel it.
Maybe they saw that Weird Science had one and they thought, that didn't really do well.
It was a good show. Great theme song. Weird Science.
And
I want to say it's Danny Elfman. I don't think I looked it up because I mentioned this just the other day to you.
You did, yeah. And then maybe they thought Greek is close enough to what they're wanting to do.
Oh, it is Danny Elfman because it's the band Oingo Boingo. So yeah, Danny Elfman does the theme song Weird Science for the film Weird Science.
Nice.
Due to his band being Oingo Boingo. If you want to find it on the album, it's on Dead Man's Party.
No, I'm alright.
I'm sure you can buy the single if you wish.
No, I'm alright.
Just another loose bit of trivia. I guess that won't relate to any of the films we've watched. Danny Elfman's band Oingo Boingo did the theme song for Weird Science.
Damn it, stop promoting Weird Science.
Great film.
I think it's overrated.
I think it's perfectly rated.
It's forgotten.
It's not forgotten. Everyone knows Weird Science. Sadly, no one knows Real Genius.
I know, it's way better.
Did I say Real Science?
I hope so.
Weird Science.
Real Science and Weird Genius.
I'd watch them. I'd watch both of those. I don't know what they are, but I'm watching them. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake Weird Science.
Again?
Yeah, because
They were right about it, weren't they?
I don't know. It's just
Recently.
that with 3D printing and AI,
Yeah.
you could really make it a little more realistic in how it's done, but then would the humour work?
No.
Although people say it's problematic anyway, because
Yeah.
like she showers with them and they're just teenage boys and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the idea of the film is it's a teenage boy's fantasy.
Yeah. She's
So
a
I think-
robot.
Yeah, she's not a robot, Thomas.
What was she?
A real woman.
Well,
They put all the weird information into the printer and
Well,
like bring her to life.
she's not really a woman, though.
Yeah,
No, you're not a real woman.
yeah.
You're like a 3D printed woman.
But no, because she had articulation and real joints. And
Well, yeah, but she's not like a real woman.
she definitely was a real woman.
You literally just said she got made.
Yeah, but she was a real woman.
Not out of flesh.
Yeah, she was flesh.
No,
Yes.
don't think so.
Although strangely they used a Barbie to make her and like weird pictures of people from
Yeah,
magazines and
so
stuff.
she'd come out like plastic or
But she didn't.
something.
She was flesh.
She won't be flesh.
She was definitely flesh.
She weren't flesh. She
They
was
never comment-
synthetic.
They never commented on her being.
She's the first
I'm not
term-
having this argument with you. We're not covering the film.
She's the
I'm
first-
done.
she's the
I'm calling it off.
She was the first Terminator.
I think the film's after Terminator, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't mean she's the first, not the first Terminator. Chronologically,
Or within the
1980.
canon and the lore
Yeah,
of Terminator, I guess. Maybe.
Arnold Schwarzenegger should have came in and killed her.
Well, there's a Terminator reference in it, isn't there, towards the end?
Yeah.
And Mad Max.
Damn it.
It's the guy from Mad Max 2.
yeah,
The guy with the jockstrap. Isn't it?
it's, yeah, we'll end it. We'll just end the episode on this.
Oh.
Is there something else you want to say?
I just want to say how brilliant this film is.
This one, yeah. Real Genius.
Yeah.
Great film.
And Weird Science.
No.
Make
We've
a
got-
double feature. Pair them together. You decide and get in touch.
No, pair Top Secret and Real Genius. Have a good Val Kilmer night. in.
Pair Top Secret and Weird Science.
No, stop.
I've gone rogue.
Get out. We're done. We're done. Watch Real Genius. Watch Top Secret. They're great films. If you love Val Kilmer, you love comedies, then
And you love 80s comedy,
Yeah.
watch Weird Science.
God damn it, no. Promote Valley Girl or Naked Gun or
You
Airplane
didn't
and
know
Hot Shots.
Val doesn't stand for Valley Girl, right?
Oh,
You think
man.
his name's Valley Girl?
Oh, I'm recommending other films
Oh.
that they've worked on. But like,
Weird Science is better than Valley Girl.
oh yeah, Nicolas Cage.
I know.
Did you know Martha Coolidge also did a movie called The City Girl? I made note of that because I thought it was
Oh.
funny.
No, I didn't.
Might be a TV movie, I
Reference?
can't remember.
Same universe? Like sequel? Or
Don't believe so.
not related at
No.
all? Okay.
I just thought it was funny.
I wonder if she makes it Rural Girl,
That's what I thought. I couldn't see it.
World Girl. It's on a bigger scale, like it's a space epic now.
I thought you were going to say it's like where they all come together, like the Avengers. This episode's gotten out of hand.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I know.
No, Val Kilmer is such a delight in Real Genius, and it's well worth watching.
Yeah.
Highly recommend pairing it with Weird Science.
God damn it.
I mean, Top Secret.
To be fair, pair Real Genius with Weird Science, you pair Top Secret with anything else they worked on.
Hot
like
Shots.
Naked Gun,
Batman
Hot
Forever.
Shots. But yeah.
It's got Michael Gough in it.
Yeah.
Or what was that film? Nick and Hay?
Oh, yeah.
What it got paired with in the UK cinemas?
God, that was weird.
I'm going up to find it. I was looking for it in the trivia to a Real Genius.
God damn.
Nathan Hayes.
Nathan Hayes.
Yeah, pair Top Secret with that 83 classic Nathan Hayes starring Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
and you'll be in for a treat.
In fact, watch Nathan Hayes and Weird Science. And
I just can't imagine Nathan Hayes pairing well with Top Secret, but for two films of completely different vibe in the cinema together, I'm all for that.
Yeah. Top Secret, real genius, great films, great Val Kilmer comedies.
Young Kilmer. This is before
He got big.
Top Gun.
Yeah. I'm going to sign us out before this gets too
Yeah, I'm going to walk through that wardrobe over there.
Alright. You get in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the show. Thank you for joining us this week, and if you haven't already, click like and subscribe. A glowing review would also be appreciated. We are Cynic_critique on X and Instagram, and Cynic-critique on Blue Sky. Links to those and more can be found in the show's description. And remember to join us next week as we start a new topic of films with another Femme Fatale season. But Val Kilmer stays with us for another film, as we'll talk The Real McCoy. And the other feature will be Set It Off.
Thank you, and goodbye. I'm going into this wardrobe.
Their MO is in and out.